I'm Zach Jones with Recruit, and here's my 2 cents on the biggest mistake of recruitment marketing campaigns. If lead generation is part of your recruitment marketing, then it can be all too easy to think that simply capturing that lead is the last step or the last portion of your funnel. That could not be more wrong. This is a huge but very common mistake. Your prospect is immediately, once they submit that form, they're going to immediately begin wondering what happens next. And if they aren't sure, or if they think they know and their expectation turns out to be false, then you have immediately lost some, if not all, of their trust. And trust is very difficult to gain back once you lose it. So here's how you handle this. First, clearly explain on the confirmation page or thank you page, whatever they see once they submit that form. Clearly communicate what happens next and when. Second, do what you said you were going to do in that confirmation or thank you message. I read one time that people that apply online at Quicken Loans for a mortgage, or they fill out the initial form, the goal of the marketing team, or the sales team rather, at Quicken Loans is to call that person and get them on the phone within 60 seconds of them submitting that form. That's pretty remarkable, and chances are that you don't have the capacity to do that. So don't overpromise that you're going to call them right away or within an hour even. You make sure whatever promise you make, it's something you can keep. But they don't need to wait too long, because every moment that goes by, they're going to lose a little bit of interest in whatever it is they're hoping to gain by becoming a lead or a prospect of yours. For lengthier response times or a more complex process, nurture them. Nurture that prospect. Configure an automated email drip that sends them an email on a appropriate interval, perhaps once a day for the next week after their submission, or once every 3 days for 2 weeks, whatever is appropriate. But let them know what's going on. If there's work being done on your end that is keeping you or someone on your team from being able to reach out to them, let them know in these emails. Just let them know what's next. Let them know they haven't slipped through the cracks. Let them know you haven't forgotten about them. Because the worst thing that can happen is not only that you lose their trust, but the worst thing that can happen is they start going to your social profiles and commenting, hey, I completed this form, no one has called me, you've forgotten about me. Obviously they're frustrated, but then an untold number of people may also see that frustration that they've expressed, and they could then be persuaded based on that one comment alone to not become a prospect of yours. And that damage can be very difficult to undo. So these, none of these are terribly complicated to set up, but they will absolutely improve the quality of your prospects. And they prime the pump, so to speak, so that when you do finally speak with them, you're going to have a much more fruitful conversation. So that's my 2 cents on the biggest mistake of recruitment marketing and how to prevent it. As always, let me know if you agree or disagree, and thanks for watching.